Okay, lighting isn't the best. Whatever. Hello. Of course, yes. It is I again. Um. Alright. Sorry about the smoking. But anyway. Recently, I was on the XDA forums, which, if you don't know what they are, they're for a wide variety of HTC devices. They have different sub-forums for different operating systems being put on HTC devices, such as the HTC Kaiser, also known as the AT&T Tilt. The T-Mobile G1 phone is also an HTC, I think it's called the Dream. The Vogue, the HD 2, the Polaris, the Pure, as it's called. Tons of phones. They have tons of phones. They actually make the Nexus 1, which, want. But, anyway. Alright. Now, I'm making this video because right now I'm waiting on my phone to charge so that I can install Android on it. For those of you who don't know what Android is, I feel sorry. For those of you that do know, it trumps the iPhone. I don't care what anyone says. I'm not saying I don't like the iPhone. The iPhone is a very nice device. But because Android is Linux-based, I like it better. Because I've worked with Linux, whatever you call it, I'm sorry, but Linux. Linux is what I call it, Linux. But anyway, I've worked with it enough to know it is stable, secure, and above all, simple. If you've ever dabbled in Linux coding, no, that's not simple, but Ubuntu, SUSE, Red Hat are more or less fine. There's also Mandriva, which seems kind of popular. Ubuntu is the most popular one right now because it's the most it's the most like Windows, And it works. And for all you gamers out there, you can actually run Windows games on it. Wine. It's called Wine. You download it. There's some things you gotta do yourself. There's tutorials to walk you through it and everything. And yeah, just by the way, you can play games on Linux that are Windows-based or Linux-based. It doesn't really matter. Not every game works perfectly, but if you want to get into maybe programming or helping people out, you can try a game out, post your results on the forums for it, and let them know what you think. What works, what doesn't. Maybe the game loads, but you can't actually access the game, like it loads but stops there, or you get halfway through the game and it stops. Any example will help these people out on the Wine forums. Just by the way, it's a side note, but because of the fact I can now run Android on my device, if I could have the iPhone software, I'm not gonna lie, I'd do it. In a heartbeat, I would do it. But it'll never happen because Mac is just too hard to apparently rip. Alright, that sounds bad. I'm not saying I would steal from Apple, but, if there was a way, I can make my phone look like it, but quite frankly, that's not really, it's not fast, it's okay, it's slow, and it doesn't act like the iPhone. It has a preset grid, like the icons of an iPhone, and yeah, it's not enough customization for me. You can't use the apps, none of that. Android being on my phone, I can use apps, the camera. The only things that don't seem to work correctly are the Bluetooth, which I'm not worried. Some people that might be an issue, but for me it's really not. As usual, I'll be putting a link over here, because quite frankly, y'all need to check this out, really. There's videos on YouTube of people using it, which I'll probably put one up after I'm done installing it and everything. Because originally what the phone comes with is Windows Mobile. And I'm not saying that I don't mind it. It's fine. It's a pocket PC phone. That's what I have. But I'm sorry, I don't. I don't agree with the fact that Windows Mobile really is. I mean, it runs 6.1. Okay, it's outdated like shit. I mean, it is outdated. Trust me on that one. And of course, there's the newer HTC devices have 6.5 or Android. A lot of their newer ones have Android, depending on which device you get. Really, it's not really it's not up to you. It's up to the device that you choose to get. Well, not anymore. It's just I'm so impressed because the HTC Kaiser, the AT&T Tilt, really, and not the Tilt 2, not the Tilt 2, just to be specific, which is I would love to have one of those. But anyway, yeah, it's just very impressive to me that this old device can run Android and run it well. I've done it. I've already tested it, and it runs great, fantastic. I did a initial test before deciding to install it fully to the phone because you can run off the SD card to see if you like it first. Because a lot of people have a lot of different issues with it. I've noticed it seems to vary by phone type, as in there's 3 different versions of the hardware. So that seems to be the difference there, and I think that's the problem people have is they're putting the wrong stuff on, really, personally. But that's just my opinion. I'm not insulting them. It's not their fault. I mean, the tutorials are pretty clear on what you have to do, but since there's 3 different file types that you have to flash to the phone before doing anything, that seems to be an issue a lot of people are having. So why not they have what is called what the files call panel 1, 2, or 3. I have a panel 2, but someone in Norway might have a panel 1. Or the UK might have panel 3. It just depends. And the resolution, the screen resolutions are also different on certain versions of the device because it's also called the MDA Vario in some other country. The 8925 is what's called. It's its official name. By HTC. Kaiser is actually the UK name, but I like the name better. That's just me. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm just really I'm so excited because the Android is awesome. My brother has the Verizon Droid, which is so fucking cool. Oh my god. And I know AT&T just got its first Android device, the Motorola Backflip, which is one of 5 that's going to be coming out this year, apparently. But when I went to go and try to get the Backflip, because I was going to, I was, no questions asked, going to, they told me my rate plan would go up by $20 because someone gave me the wrong data plan, even though I have the only data plan they offer, which is the $30 one. So I called bullshit and left. I mean, I was pissed. The guy knew I was pissed. I made sure he knew I was pissed because that was my plan that day. I was going to give them my money to upgrade my phone, but no, couldn't because of some stupid rule that I think the guy really made up to make more money off of me. And sorry, no, once I have the plans required, which is a $30 plan is required, the data plan you have to get that phone, and you're going to tell me no, fuck you, just no. Mikey is not okay with that. Anyway, video's almost done. Like I said, once I get installed, I'll be making a video probably tomorrow. And yeah, like I said, there'll be links over here to the forum and to the version I will be using, which is called, I think, Min's Warm Donut. It's funny, Android seems to be named after pastries, because there's donut, eclair, and something else, and he calls it warm donut, I guess. It's actually based off the My Touch phone, because I noticed that when you boot it up it says that. But anyway, this video has gone on way too long. I will put links up and a video tomorrow of the phone once I have it all installed and good to go. So peace, love, comment, rate, subscribe. Send me a message if you want some help. Maybe if you have the HTC Kaiser, I can probably help you. Yeah, like I said, goodbye.